Why? So hot.
Oh, it is hot.
Oh, dear. Did you guys know he directed 4 Rooms?
I did not. Heard movie, never seen it.
Alright everybody, welcome to Cinema Heads. Today we are going to discuss one of our favorite directors,
Of all time.
the
The
Quentin
greatest director.
Tarantino. And we are all going to pick what is our personal favorite movie of his that he has done. And if we want to, some of us are going to pick what we think his best movie is as well.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and start the discussion. We will go ahead and probably start off with one of the biggest Quentin Tarantino fans that we have here, of course, is Adrian.
He's the best. He's the best director of all times.
All time.
He's the best to me. That's just my personal opinion. But my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is Kill Bill. I don't think it's his best movie he's ever directed, but my personal favorite is Kill Bill. I'm a huge martial arts fan, so when I found out he was doing one, I got super excited, and it was amazing. As you can tell, not everyone here agrees with me, but it's just great. The storyline's great, all the action scenes are great, the acting is great. There was 2 parts, but the first one is definitely the best.
Essentially it's one movie.
Yeah.
He made it too long, so he cut it in half.
Yeah, he definitely did make it too long, so they had to cut it in half. But yeah, I think it's his. I think it's my favorite one for sure. Best movie, I think Pulp Fiction might be the best movie he's ever done. I really like Django Unchained. And I don't know if it's because the acting in it's so good with Waltz, because he's just amazing. Samuel L. Jackson, Leonardo DiCaprio, man, that movie was amazing. But I think Pulp Fiction might beat it out. But yeah, that's what I pick.
All right, cool. Well, since Gabe's a little salty over Adrian's pick,
Wiggle your big toe. For 20 minutes.
And we
Did
need
not
all
be
20
that.
Yes, we do. We need all 20 minutes.
we'll let him hold on to that salt a little bit longer.
You can hold on.
We'll talk to Matt about his favorite pick.
He's salty. He's a salty cracker.
Wow!
Okay, so my all-time favorite Quentin Tarantino movie is going to be a movie that he either directed or co-directed. You can definitely be the judge of it. Maybe drop a comment in the box below how you feel about it. But 4 Rooms is probably my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. It did have a couple other directors, and it is based off of 4 stories. Get it? Because it's in a hotel. It's based off of 4 stories separate. The acting in it, the acting, the comedy, it's hilarious. There's parts in there. It's edgy. It's got a lot of nudity and stuff in it. It's a really good movie. And at the end, because Quentin Tarantino's also in the movie, at the end when you see Quentin Tarantino's part, and oh man, I don't want to spoil anything for you. If you've never seen that movie, go out and see it.
It's got a lot of good actors in it.
It's got a lot of great actors in it. It's hilarious. It's got Bruce Willis in it, for crying out loud.
Antonio Banderas.
His part's the funniest part, man. That part when he's slapping that cigarette out that kid's mouth. Oh my goodness. Now for his best movie, I'm gonna go a little edgy. And I'm gonna go Sin City. I'm joking.
More edgy.
I'm gonna go.
More edgy.
I'm gonna go Reservoir Dogs.
That movie's amazing.
I thought Reservoir Dogs was amazing. It's a really long story, but the whole time you were in that story, just wondering what's going on, who's doing what, who's the cop, who's the snitch. It's just, and it's a great movie, and I think that's probably one of his best. I'm not saying it's not his movie that made the most money or the movie you're gonna go and that's what he made, but it's probably the best directed movie I've probably ever seen. Just the way it's shot and the way it's directed and the way those actors came in, the way it's portrayed it was just genius.
That's usually the debate is between that and Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
As his
Fiction,
best
yeah.
ones for sure. Yeah.
All right, so Gabe,
Salty McSalty.
how you feeling over there?
Salty.
Well, you want to go ahead and sprinkle your pick on it?
Alright, so best movie to me was Reservoir Dogs.
Boo!
Basically for every reason what Matt said. it took me a long time to actually watch it, so it wasn't like one of the first movies I ever seen him do that I watched. But when I finally, like, everybody kept telling me to watch it, and then finally when I watched it, I was like, why did I not see this movie so much sooner? It was just masterful.
Masterful.
The directing in it, the dialogue in it,
everything.
I mean, like Matt said, finding out who was the snitch, who was the cop, like, it was just so good. Like, everything about it. Being in black, it was in black and white too, wasn't it? Or was it in color?
No, it was
in color.
Yeah.
But
There's
the color,
parts where
There's parts of black and white.
Mhm.
Right? Like, just the way he directed was just so beautiful. Like, nothing I think that he has done directing wise as far as, like, the way he set that movie up was close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Now, me personally, his best movie, even though he probably said it, but I think Django Unchained was probably his best movie. And the reason why, it's not because, like, well, one, because of his directing, of course, but two, like you touched upon, the acting was so damn good.
Jamie Foxx was amazing.
Jamie Foxx was
everybody.
so good. Christoph Waltz was amazing. But my all-time favorite, probably acting scene, is in that movie, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
And the
Where
fact
he breaks
that
the
he
glass.
slammed, and cut
cuts
himself,
his hand.
and continued to talk and use it within the movie, and just Quentin Tarantino's like weird mind. I'm sorry, because he is weird.
Yeah, he is.
To let that continue where any other director would have said stop.
Yeah.
You know, and just like cut him out, and then the scene wouldn't have been as powerful as it was. But that whole scene, I'm sorry, but if acting studios and stuff like that aren't watching that for like inspiration,
It should be.
yeah, that is just like my all-time favorite scene. But that movie to me was his best movie, with honorable mention, Inglourious Bastards.
That
So
was
good.
great, too.
All right, but that was me. Thank you.
All right. So we've already talked about a lot of his movies. Obviously, my personal picks. My favorite movie of his is Reservoir Dogs. I love that movie. Just the storytelling in it, the acting in it, just his sense of one thing that Quentin Tarantino is excellent at that nobody's brought up yet is his use of soundtrack in movies.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
that has one of the best soundtracks, like especially unexpected soundtracks for certain scenes in the movie. So his use of music in movies is just amazing. And so I really do enjoy Reservoir Dogs. We already talked about it, so I won't go into it too much more, but that is my personal favorite of his. The movie that I think is his best movie is, to me, Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
And between the acting of Christoph Waltz, Brad Pitt, it's one of the best Brad Pitt movies there is, in my opinion. I think he was great in that movie, and just overall storytelling was really good, and it's very over the top, but in a very fun way. So that's why I enjoyed that movie too. So
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, I don't know how you guys feel, but when he puts out a movie, it's like an event to me. Like, you have to
Yeah, you
go
gotta go
see
see
it.
Mhm.
You, like, there's Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg, and those guys are amazing, top tier directors for sure. But sometimes they put out a movie, and I just, But when Quentin Tarantino puts out a movie, I have to. I have to.
I feel
go see it.
like Steven Spielberg and like James Cameron and stuff, you're gonna get flashy movies and like all those type of movies, but like Martin Scorsese, you're gonna get like a very long movie, but and like most of those parts are gonna be like not very relevant. But with Quentin Tarantino's, every time somebody talks and the dialogue goes and goes and goes, I'm more interested in finding more.
Speaking of which, like one of the movies we did not bring up that's all about that expresses that is The Hateful Eight.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That whole movie was
movie-
just based off of dialogue.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the whole time.
So good.
Yeah. And it's like he picks very perfect people to play the parts. Like even your boy freaking Channing Tatum was in that movie for like not even a long part, but he murdered it. Like it was still really good.
Well, even Jonah Hill.
Yeah,
And,
like,
In
it's
Django.
just
in
like,
Django.
he picks perfect people,
Yeah, it's so good.
and he lets the actors act.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like the main.
And you can tell because he writes and directs most of his movies. He picks the cast, does the casting, does everything. You can tell he looks into every little detail of his movies, and that's why his movies are so good to me, in my opinion. And his storytelling is just unmatched.
Yeah, because you can see flaws in movies, and with his,
That's hard.
I don't.
Oh,
even,
yeah. It was really hard
I can't
to-
see it.
His use of blood too, because you see a lot of bloody movies, you're kind of like, okay, this is over the top blood. His use of blood, because a lot of his movies have it, but it's just so perfect. You're not like, oh, that's ridiculous or that's it's just the perfect amount of blood for what's happening at that moment. Like someone's arms getting cut off in Kill Bill. It's spraying out, then it's done. It's not spraying out, then it's spraying out, then spraying. You know, it's just the perfect amount of blood in it too. Like everything he does is just the perfect amount of something.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait
For this new one? Oh, man.
Like a lot of people are not happy, and they find it very controversial.
Of course.
Because it's going to come out at the same time of the anniversary of Marilyn Manson killings and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, but the movie is probably going to be.
Yeah, it already sounds like it's going to be amazing.
The
Cast
cast already
amazing,
looks
yeah.
amazing. So it's like, like people hate on it, but people go see his movies.
Oh, yeah, he always
I'm
makes
sorry,
a
like,
crap
his-
ton of money.
his
Yeah,
movies
he
are-
pulls in a lot.
Yeah.
Also, it just feels like an event. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm just going to go see this movie. It feels like this big spectacle for sure.
All right. Well, that's how we feel about Quentin Tarantino. You should let us know in the comments what your favorite movie is of Quentin Tarantino's.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, and thank for the Cinema Heads, Matt, why don't you take us out?
Oh, can I think? And of course, this has been Cinema Heads, the reviews you deserve and the picks you might actually need. If you've never seen The Four Rooms, go see it. Because these guys didn't believe that Quentin Tarantino
there it
directed
is.
it. And he did, and I proved them wrong. So
Wow.
boom in their faces. Of course, if you like this video, give us that beautiful thumbs up. Make sure you tell these guys in the comments that Four Rooms was directed by Quentin Tarantino. Also, if you want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook,
Instagram.
Facebook,
Instagram.
and that Twitter page. I don't usually mess these up, but sometimes I do, and it's hilarious. And you wouldn't know that if you didn't follow those on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Twitter. And with that being said, this video is boom. I'm Quentin Tarantino. Done.
That was actually pretty good. Clever.
Winter is coming, but you can stop this winter, and you can stop the White Walkers if you subscribe and click that notification button. For freedom!